Hi everybody, Coach Brooke here. The name of today's video is called The Move. I often get asked about swing initiation. What happens first in a high-level swing? Well, we know by watching a lot of high-speed video that the swing is built from the ground up and that the hips will open up slightly before other parts of the body. But for purposes of this video, we're going to talk about swing initiation of the upper body and what occurs first in a high-level swing. Now, I've got Pujols on the left-hand side that's going to illustrate the move. The move defined is simply a hitter's ability to bring the bat head to the rear while simultaneously bringing the hands down and forward. Let's take a look. Bat head to the rear while at the same time the hands move down and forward. All this occurs behind the body. The bat head goes to the rear, the hands go down and forward. Now, why is the move important? Two reasons. Number one, it's very important for a hitter to understand how to get early bat speed. When I took the video of the hitter on the right-hand side, he was a AAA player, and he is actually a #1 draft pick for an organization. This was several years ago. So let's take a look at a hitter on the left who does a good job with early bat speed, and a hitter on the right who does not. So what we're going to be looking for is the tip of the bat moving to the rear, creating early back speed. So we'll take them through. There's 1 frame, 2 frames, 3 frames, 4 frames. So we can see here that the hitter on the left, in the same amount of time, moved his barrel a lot farther, which means he created a lot more speed than this hitter who only moved his barrel a small amount. Well, once we get that early bat speed going, that's going to generate more power into the ball. One good way to look at this is we can look at their swing planes of a hitter that executes the move and a hitter that doesn't. So imagine that red line was the swinging of a door slamming against you. Okay, let's look at Pujols. Look at the power that door, just by turning to the rear and coming back around, creates into the ball. Compared to the hitter on the right, with no early bat speed, much less powerful. So why is this important? So we already talked about early bat speed. The second reason is executing the move correctly is a precursor for 2 important positions. So we look at Pujols on the left-hand side, and we can see that his early bat speed and his executing the move has put him into what I call a connected position. We know that because we can draw a dot on his hands, his elbow, and the stripe of his pants. They all line up vertically. This means his hands and the bat are connected to the rotation of his body. Very important position. Hitter on the right, we can draw a dot on his hands, and his elbow is back here somewhere, stripe of his pants. We can see that because he didn't execute the move correctly, he has disconnected his hands from the rotation of the body. His hands are leading ahead of the rotation of his body, which is not good. The second position that's important that executing the move enables us to get into is the ability to get on the pitch plane early. We can see here that Pujols is going to get the barrel of his bat on the pitch plane. It's going to cross the pitch plane way behind his body, and he's going to make contact about right here. So what that tells us is by executing the move correctly and getting his bat flat early, his barrel not only gets on the pitch plane early, but it stays on the pitch plane. So he is said to hit in a big zone. Tremendous amount of advantages of getting the bat on plane early and staying on the pitch plane. So, how does a hitter execute this move? Well, we have to understand something called a hinge in order to really get into the details of this move. I'm going to draw a line on Pujols' hands, just a small line, and I'm going to show you how these hands create a hinge which allows the hands to go forward slightly and the barrel to go to the rear at the same time. So as we start to go frame by frame, we can see that Pujols is starting to change the angle of the bat by torquing his hands. The angle keeps changing until he's able to get the bat flat. Now when we look at the hitter on the right, we're going to see just the opposite. We're going to see he does not have the ability to use his hands as a hinge. There is no hinge. So the hitter on the right can be taught how to get his bat flat, but he has to understand how to use his hands as a hinge. So anyways, that's the move, and it's simply the ability of the hitter to move the bat head to the rear at the same time as he moves the hands down and forward. Extremely important to understand that this is the initiation, the correct initiation of the upper body in a high-level swing.